if it's doing anything. Oh, there we go. I thought we weren't going to work then for a minute. Hello. Here we go on Creative Mavericks video 2, just trying to jiggle that around a little bit. So I've got the ebook on my laptop here and the phone's propped up on the laptop, so try not to trip over everything. Actually, if I take the lead out, give me a bit more room for my arm. So yeah, just chilling a little bit this morning. Hello Emma, good morning, good morning. Hi Denise. Hello Carol. I had a little thing, a little download just now actually as I was setting up, going, I just feel like I need to call a register, like, good morning Creative Mavericks, and then you go, good morning Claire. That would make me, oh, good morning Seaside CEO, I don't know, but anyway, good morning everybody. Hi Emma, hi Carol, hi Denise. So I'll just wait for people. It's really sweet actually. Annette's daughter sent me a private message saying she's poorly and she can't make it. It's like, oh my God, people really want to be here. That's so beautiful. So hi Joe, hello. So Joe joined yesterday. She's been, well, she joined when we joined, but she's been offline. So Joe does a Facebook group called the Nourishing Garden Club. Which is about having your garden as a nourishing space, spiritually, emotionally, practically, using herbs, using food in all sorts of different ways. Beautiful, beautiful. So, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Oh, I love you all. So funny. So it's kind of one of the things I wanted to start off talking about is that I used to have quite a fear about marketing and sales and all that kind of energy that goes along with being salesy and being pushy and being whatever. And what I want to tell you this morning, I'm going to tell you some really obvious things today, but I always think it's worth repeating them, and also to have my perspective on it, is that when you get over your fear of marketing and sales, you can create a group like this, right? Hey, Jane's here. So Jane's in Australia. So switched Esther off. My goodness, I'm honoured. So yeah, I listened to a bit of Esther this morning. Beautiful. Getting back into that. So yeah, so the other side of your fear, or the other side of not having packages, and the other side of your maybe just lack of experience in marketing and sales, is you can create something as beautiful as this group. You know, this is what I've created from getting over my fear of visibility, getting over my fear of sales, getting over my fear of, you know, getting people on the phone and all that kind of stuff. Because, you know, when I started last year, I wasn't this casual and easy about all this stuff, about live streams, about having calls with people, etc. So, great. It might drop in and out, Jane, just bear with it. Hi, Miralee. Hi, Scott. That's lovely. Great. I'm just sort of filling in time till everybody's here, so that's brilliant. So yeah, so today we're just going to talk a bit about packages and programs and about marketing. So I want to speak probably for about half an hour, if I can keep it down to that, and then I want to take questions, because I think that's the most useful way of spending this time. So I put the ebook in the group yesterday. There's quite a lot of content in there, so don't worry if you haven't had time to read it. And if you're catching up, I don't know if Sue's going to be here live with us. Sue joined yesterday as well. Sue Quigley, who's known as Squiggly on Skype, just makes me laugh. So brilliant. What a brilliant name. And yeah, I love a bit of comedy in my business affairs. So the other side of your fear of visibility or marketing or packaging or picking up the phone and selling is creating something as beautiful as this group. Now, your specialty is different to mine. Your tribe will be different to my tribe. But this is what I've created by getting over all those fears. So that's kind of what I want to just remind you, that when you're working with your, what I call them, your dream to work with clients. So in left brain logical marketing terms, they're called ideal clients, or your target market, or something like that. And I was listening to an audio by a woman who makes lots of money through events. She's Canadian. And she was talking about, you know, you have to talk about your clients using egoic labels. I was like, okay. So labels that they would recognize, like mum or CEO or director or, you know, whatever. And I was just thinking, oh God, it's so dry. And when I start talking about, you know, creative entrepreneurs and mavericks and visionaries, and they're not egoic labels, but they attract the right people. So that's why I use the kind of dream to work with clients. It's like, who is your dream to work with? Thanks, Jane. So you've all identified yourself as being in my tribe, even though I don't use a lot of classic marketing language, because it just wouldn't appeal to the right people. So I had a business card before as well, when I was doing my improvised life, and I did it myself online, but it was quite nice. I had 5 pet photos at the back, me doing stand-up comedy, so me with a microphone and some beautiful scenery, and the front I was like, well, I haven't really got a logo or anything like that. I'm just going to do some nice font, pick a nice font, do lots of different colours. And I went to an event a couple of years ago about information products and marketing, and this marketing guy was there and he looked at my card and he's like, oh my God, like every marketing rule is broken in this card. Like, it doesn't have a logo, it doesn't have a clear marketing identity, it doesn't have a colour, you know, you pick one colour. And I was just like, let me tell you about this card. Like, the people that are my tribe look at this card and it's got pictures of sunsets and beaches and boats on it, and me with a microphone, and it's in lots of different colours. Like, Mr. Marketing Specialist, you can keep your expertise and your opinion to yourself, because you are not my tribe. So when you know who you are and you know who your tribe are, or you've got an idea of who they are, then, you know, you can kind of create what you like. So what I want to talk today a little bit about is packages and programs, and I want to talk about the logic and the magic of it, because there's logic behind it, which is kind of in the ebook, about here's what you're offering and here's your transformation and all this kind of stuff. And there's the magic, which is, for example, what happened last week, where I know my tribe really well. That's the first thing. So in the other Mavericks group, the Magnificent Mavericks group, is the live stream that I did about how I made £6,500 in a week. And in that, I talk about the fact that I connect with people, I speak to them on the phone, I get to know them. Even before I sell them anything, it might turn into a sales call or a, oh my God, you're struggling with this, I've got a program that's exactly what you need. But actually my intention is just to reach out and connect with people. So in doing that, I get to know my tribe really well. So I said, just tell me a bit about you, your life, your business. And they tell me, I said, do you mind me asking just how old you are? You know, and just these kind of questions. So I have a little, you know, make notes and have a little profile of like, who are my tribe? Who are they? What issues do they have? What kids do they have? You know, what have they done in their lives? What traumas are they getting over? What incidents have they had? Now, because I talk about, hi Claire, because I talk about my journey through, you know, breakdown, addiction, previous business failure and all this kind of stuff, people tell me the most incredible stuff. And it's nothing to do with marketing, but it helps me to understand my tribe. So I hope that's making sense. So the other side of your fear of selling and your fear of visibility and your fear of marketing and packaging and sales is having a beautiful tribe that have paid you £7,000 for the privilege of coming on an amazing journey with you. Like yesterday, what happened when I had my idea about us all getting together. So it started with me going, oh my God, I've got money for a train fare. I can go and see B and Scott and B&B's studio for a day. I just want to have a day being in an art studio with her. That would be amazing. 10 milliseconds later I went, why don't we just invite everybody? Right, so I messaged her, we got it done. By the afternoon we had a date fixed and a rough itinerary. That is how quickly things can happen when you allow it to happen. So hello Claire. So I had a phone call from somebody earlier, not mentioning any names, Mrs. And she's saying, well, I had an idea about this and I was thinking about this and I was thinking about that. And I was like, these are downloads, you just implement them like as soon as you possibly can. Because I said, the minute you implement all the stuff you've just told me about on this phone call, that's where the magic is, that's where the money's going to come. So all these inklings and all these ideas that you're having, this is why I love notebooks. So writing them down in a notebook is one thing, but actually if you can take action quicker than writing it down, like if you're out with your kids or on the school run or something, maybe you can't do it that moment, or it's 4 o'clock in the morning, you don't want to start ringing around people, but implement it as soon as you possibly can, and that is how it's going to work. So it's telling me my internet connection's a bit weak, so we'll carry on. And if it freezes or if it goes a bit kind of pixelated, don't worry about it, we'll get there. So packages and programs. You have the ebook which guides you through the 5 days of my marketing magic program. So that's 5 hours of training, which obviously I can't cover in half an hour. So what I want to say is that if you think that that would really help you, I know I spoke to Claire about this program as an add-on for the journey that you're on now. If you think that you want to do the 5 days where each day there's a live stream that I did before, an hour, 40 minutes to an hour's training running through each of those days, if you think that's what you need in order to get your package and program really sorted out, you can upgrade to that from this program. Now that program is 297 quid, but you've already got the ebook, you're already in this program. So for 197 pounds, I can put you in that group and you can run through that for 5 days and you'll get all the information you need. So that is available to you if you want more detail on what we're going through this morning. So let's just talk about why create packages and programs. If you are a coach or a healer or a graphic designer or even an artist, we have to make our thing, our skill, tangible for people to buy. That's the point of it. So forgive me if this is bleeding obvious, but I'm just going to go through the basics. So in order to sell coaching, which is what I do effectively, coaching and mentorship, really it's having a conversation with people. So charging 250 quid an hour to have a chat is not really going to work. Charging £250 an hour as part of a 2-hour intensive where I am clear what the beginning of that 2-hour intensive is and the end of that 2-hour intensive is, and I've got testimonials about people that have done it, I can charge £250 an hour for people to talk to me because it's a tangible package and because I know what my value is. So you might already be thinking, £250 an hour, that's crazy. It takes a bit of work to get there. I didn't start there, but if you're really confident that you know that you're amazing at what you do, you can actually start there. So it's not even about the hour. It's like, this is my package. So when I started, I think, Annette's not on today. I was looking at some of my old invoices. So in May, I did a live stream. I was doing them on the Seaside CEO page, so they were very visible. Annette, who channels angels and does healing, she does art workshops for kids, and she does the harp healing, and she's got all these amazing skills. In the morning, she was looking for a mentor to help her transition from running art workshops for kids, which she loves, but she's done, and they're a lot of hard work, into more of her own personal offer. I was doing a live stream that day. She saw me on live stream and she just went, oh my God, this is the woman that's going to help me. And she saw the live stream. We had a phone call. We messaged. She was in my group. We had a couple of messages. And about a week later, she invested in my 2-hour intensive. So that's how quick it was. She didn't know me at all before. She hadn't been in my tribe. She hadn't been following me. She just saw me on live stream and went, oh my God, that's the woman. At that point, my 2-hour intensives were 197 quid. And that was quite a lot of money for me. This is earlier in the year. But that was like almost half my rent. So to help this incredible woman get clear what her offer was, I got paid that money. Honestly, it was like a blessing. So here's, good morning B, hi. So we're just talking about the basics of packages and programs, is to make your skills tangible for people to buy. That's really the point of them. The other point of them, and I know that a couple of you probably heard this before, either from me or from other people, is that if there's lots of other coaches and trainers and artists and people doing their own thing, when you package it up, your own thing with your own title in a unique way, there's loads of people that can teach you how to market your business. There's nobody else that runs the Maverick Marketing Magic program. There's nobody else that does a 5-day quick start marketing program. There's nobody else that does a live stream like me with the fun and the color. There's nobody else that creates ebooks with hand-drawn cartoons in them, right? That's fine. Okay, coolio. So brilliant. So here's the thing. If you want to, you've done the Maverick Marketing Magic. If you want to so the other thing is, if you want to buy that program, I wasn't going to sell on this call. That's not what it's for, but I just want to tell you, here's the options. If you want to do the Maverick Marketing Magic, the Monday to Friday intensive marketing that goes through this ebook via live streams, it's 197 quid. B, if you want a 2-hour intensive with me to sort that out, it's 500 quid. Thanks very much. Okay, so here's the other thing. It's about getting, so I'll try not to read the comments. The reason you have packages and programs, workshops, retreats, coaching intensives, healing intensives, whatever it is to make your skills tangible so people can buy them. When you put your own unique skills in a unique package and program, whether that's a 2-hour intensive, whether it's a workshop, whether it's a 5-day retreat, whether it's a work of art, whether it's an audio series, whether it's a series of webinars, you know, whatever it is you're good at, however it is that you're really good at fulfilling your own genius. And then you package it up in your unique way with your unique things, like only I can do my cartoons, only I create my crazy titles, only I can do my live streams my way. So there might be other marketers out there, there might be other coaches out there. There's a bazillion coaches. That's one of my favourite words at the moment, bazillion. There's only one of my, there's so many coaches out there teaching people how to run businesses online, but there aren't any of them that have photos taken on a zip wire, or that draw their own cartoons, or that take stupid selfies of themselves looking ridiculous. And that is just who I am. So people buy your skills, they buy you, and they buy your skills packaged up as a package or program. So I hope that makes it clear. That's why you need them. People don't buy coaching, they buy a package. The reason they buy a package, so I'll talk about coaching and healing, but you can adapt this to whatever you're doing. So that's all right. It's just me being crazy, diverted off my track. The reason you need some kind of package is that it makes it tangible. It makes it really clear for people to buy. So when I was coaching nurses before, I had a 12-week coaching program, which was a session every 2 weeks, which was about an hour long, and it was X amount of money. And that literally was, that's all I did. Now, if they couldn't afford it and they said, would you do any less than that? I knew from experience that doing fewer than 6 sessions in 12 weeks didn't get the transformation and actually opened up more queries than I could solve. So I'd shake their life up, I'd open their mind to possibilities. They would suddenly go, oh my God, life is amazing and I'm not stuck in this job and I could do a number of different things. But what I had to do is give them enough coaching to close that loop off. And what I said to them was, you know, once we've had the 6 sessions, at session number 5, we will see whether we're at the end of the process or whether you might need to add a couple of sessions on. Now, by the time I'd done that for a while, I knew that these nurses who came to me, who were frazzled, didn't know if they wanted to be nurses anymore, 80% of my clients had a job they loved within 12 to 16 weeks of working with me. So 3 to 4 months after their life feeling absolutely dire, we created a really clear, guess what, intention law of attraction. We created a really clear template of what they wanted in a job, and guess what, the job showed up 80% of the time in the time scale we wanted. And that was amazing. So that became my sales thing. So here's the tangibility of it. This is the number of sessions. Here's what I do for you. But actually, you stand an 80% chance of having an amazing job in the next 3 to 4 months if you pay me this money and we work together. So it's about the transformation. Those of you that have been in my group for a while, you've heard this before. Emma, if they're buying a work of art, you're selling them something of value. You are selling them an incredible portrait of their dog or horse that they deeply love. You know, that has massive, massive emotional value. And we've talked about, you know, what people say that you do in your paintings that's different. You know, looking into the soul of the animal and bringing that out in a painting. Like, how much is that worth to somebody who's got a horse or dog they love? It's almost like infinite. You put any price ticket you like on that, really, as long as you sell it to the right people. So your dream to work with clients, number one, this is too common to every single person, no matter what you're selling. Number one, they want what you're offering. Quite often, we try and sell things to people who don't want it. Right? They're not interested in a network marketing opportunity. They're not interested in the amazing coaching. Like, we come out of coaching and training and healing, and we're so evangelical about it. We're like, oh my God, I could change the world. And then we realize that a whole bunch of people aren't interested in it. And we try and evangelicalize them, or evangelize, whatever the word is. We try and get them on board to what we're selling. And that is a painful and long-winded process. What we want to find, and what you want to find, is the clients who are looking, actively looking for your solution. You know, when I meet people and they go, I've been actively looking for a coach, or like Annette, she was like, I was just asking this morning in my meditation for a mentor, and then you popped up on my timeline. I have this all the time. I don't know how I saw you, Claire, but I was just asking this morning in a meditation, blah, 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 and there you were. Right? So that's the magical part of marketing. But the logical part is I'm showing up, I'm on live stream, I'm visible. I talk about working, hi, Erin, I talk about working with coaches, healers, visionaries, creatives, mavericks. And people hear those words and they go, oh, yeah, that's kind of speaking to me. If people aren't coaches, creatives, healers, mavericks, you know, visionaries, the sort of words I use, they probably won't hear that. And that's all good, because I can't serve everybody anyway. We're not looking for massive numbers. We're looking for the right people. So how do you start to create a package or program? So in the ebook we go through, I'm just trying to find my little cursor so I can scroll down a little bit. So instead of doing ideal clients and target market, who are your dream to work with clients? So if you've been through a period in life where you've been a bit skint and a bit short of money, it's hard to believe that people have money out there. It's hard to believe that people spend £500 on a handbag. It's hard to believe that people spend £35,000 or more on a wedding, right? But they do. People spend money on what they value. People will upgrade their telly. People will buy a new car. People will, you know, whatever. There's a lot of people out there who are really good with money, who have savings, who have money in the bank, who have a good salary or a good income through their business, but they want what you're offering. So what I want you to think about today, and we've already started shifting some of this stuff in the group and through the manifestation, is going, you know, stop trying to sell your services, A, to people that don't want it, and B, to people that are broke, right? Because what if, so I would say to somebody, like, what if somebody came to you with a problem that you knew you could solve and they made £200,000 a year in their business or their job, you know, they're your dream clients, so whichever their profile is, and they knew that you could help them and they're ready to invest any amount of money in solving that problem. Now that's very different to you going, oh right, I can only charge this because most people I hang out with don't have any money and therefore blah, 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 blah. So I already know that I underpriced this program way too much because loads of you have made hundreds of pounds back and it's only day 3. But what I wanted was to provide something that I knew that you could afford, which is me undercharging. But I also went, I knew it's going to be a great adventure. So what happened when I was down the beach yesterday, this is a slight diversion, is that I went down there and I've done some work with different mentors before, and Emma's heard this stuff from Lisa Sasovich. It's kind of like, I just think, like, when we get to next, you know, when we've done the 6 months and you're all making loads of money and we've all really grown as people together, we're going to do there's going to be some incredible mastermind thing on the end of that, because we're all going to want to stay together, and that's going to be really expensive. So I'll get loads of money, you'll get to come on the adventure further with me, and we'll do things at a much higher level for all of us, and that's going to be really exciting. So by the way, that's in my intentions for my future now. So very exciting. So number 1, they want what you're offering. Number 2, they have the money to pay for it. So how do you package your things up? So when I started coaching about 2.5 years ago, back again, before I was fully in recovery, my own coach said, she's got a great phrase that I want you to, she's got a great phrase that I want you to think about, and that I have put in the ebook. So sometimes the traditional way of, you know, running a business is to have a business plan, to do your cash flow forecast, to do spreadsheets, to spend weeks, you know, looking at all this stuff. The new way of doing it, like, if you've got any kind of track record or experiences, to ask yourself, what's my quickest route to money? What can you do right now with what you know, with what you've got, without building a website, without creating a great big structure around it, without paying anyone else to create something? Like, what's your quickest route? Yeah, I think we both, what did we say this morning? I can't remember. I said the Caribbean and you said the Bahamas, I think, Emma. But anyway, yeah, absolutely. A 1-week retreat somewhere with 6 months coaching and mentorship on the back of it. Like, seriously, it's going to happen next year. So, stop diverting me. So, what's your quickest route to money right now? So that's a really good question for today. You already have some skills or some painting, Emma, or some experience or something you could package up. The simplest way of doing it is a kind of Skype intensive, which it might be 2 hours, might be longer than that. But what you want to do as well is, instead of kind of going, oh, it's going to be a 2-hour intensive, it's like, what can you genuinely do in 2 hours? Can you make a transformation in 2 hours? If you can't, do not offer 2 hours. Because it's better to offer a bigger package, a longer package, and actually get the transformation. Like I said, when I was working with nurses before, I said that for me, at that point, the 12 weeks, so 6 sessions was 500 quid. This is going back a few years. And some of them are like, well, I can't really afford it. So I let them pay in 2 installments, because that's the way it worked for me. But the other thing was, you know, I didn't ever do fewer than that number of sessions, because that's what I needed to unpick their life, and I had to be able to put it back together again. If all I did was unpick their life in a couple of sessions, I learned this early on, I did fewer sessions, and all I did was leave people in confusion. So they were opened up to possibilities, but they didn't have the answers. I hadn't completed the loop. So I want you to think about, like, if you've worked with people in the way that you're working with them now, or in the way that you want to think about them, you've done some coaching, you've done some healing, you've done some retreats, you've done a half-day workshop, you've done whatever, like, how long does it take to get the transformation? It could be you can do an amazing transformation in a 1 hour thing, like you've got some incredible healing or transformational modality where it only takes an hour. That doesn't mean it needs to be cheap either if it's only an hour. If you could fix somebody's chronic back pain in an hour, that's still priceless. It's not about the hour, it's about how quickly they can get the response. So actually getting a quick result is worth something as well. So when I started the manifestation in February, so I had my tribe, not to the same extent now, but quite a few of you were in it. And Joe Dyer was the first person to buy this particular thing. So I ran the manifestation. I was in my tribe. Again, I know my tribe really well, and I was running the manifestation. And I could see that, oh my God, these amazing people in this group, if they just had a package or program, they would make money. And I could see that that was the piece that was missing. So intuitively, or a download, whatever it was, I went, I think what they need is a package or program. Like, come and work with me. It's a 2 hour intensive and then 2 1 hours. We do it in 4 weeks. So it's rapid, like I say, rapid results. People like rapid results. And it's 497 quid. And I didn't have a website. I didn't have a sales page. I did this all through my Facebook group in the same way that I promoted this program in my Facebook group. And I got Jo on the phone about 2 days later, and she bought my package. I was sat in a coffee shop in Westwood. I remember this so clearly. I was sat in a coffee shop. We had this conversation, really got on well. And I just loved what she did about her nourishing gardens and her expertise. And she's so knowledgeable about what she does. And I was like, oh my God, let's just get this sorted out. And I said, you know, it's £497 and this is what it is. And she said, great. And I was, okay. So 2 days after having the idea, I'd sold one. So this is why I mean, like, start where you are. Don't try and create a website. Don't spend ages putting an online program together if you don't know whether anyone's going to buy it or you don't have a tribe. That's really just wasted time and energy right now. Good, Jo. So do I, and it was beautiful and it was really good fun. And that's how Jo's Facebook group was created, and it's still going now. And the challenge now is to start monetizing it again. So it was great. So that for me was like, oh my God. So 2 days after having this idea with no sales page, no marketing, no nothing, because what I want you to do is start thinking like me, right? As in, how can you start with what you've got right now and make money without paying anyone to create anything, without, you know, building a website, without having a logo, without having business cards? Like, you don't need any of this. What you need is your knowledge and skills packaged up in a way, in a tangible way that people can buy. So what Jo bought was, in practical terms, a 2 hour session and 2 1 hour sessions. That's the package. The price was £497. She paid in 2 installments, so that was all beautiful. And what my promise was, which is what they buy, so the promise or the transformation or the benefits of that was, I can talk to you about your expertise. We can work out how to package it in a program that then you can go off and sell. And my aim for that was to create a package or program worth £250 or more, so that it was only 2 sales to get the money back that they'd invested in me. So so that's kind of how it works. So you need a price point, you need your benefits, and you need to just get people in and out. So if you think you can create a transformation in 2 hours or 4 hours with a client, you can literally start there and start shifting some money through straight away. That literally is the simplest thing. So the other thing is, you can do something like, I wouldn't do a 6-month program like this, but you know, I did my 5-day Maverick Marketing Magic. I don't even know when I started that. That must be probably April or May, probably, maybe June. I don't know. It's all a bit of a blur. And what I did again was, I saw my tribe and I was like, they need help identifying their dream clients, you know, looking at what their transformation is like. They don't know what I know about marketing, but they've got these amazing skills. So again, in my group, I think it was probably a weekend as well. I tend to have these ideas on the sofa, like under a blanket. And I put in the group, is anybody interested if I put together a program that runs through your dream client, what the transformation is, how to package it up, and what your marketing plan is? And I think Belinda was the first person to go, I'd definitely be interested in that. And 2 or 3 people said yes. And I'm like, it'd be an introductory price point of 100 quid, because guess what? I haven't even created the content yet. But what I'm really good at is going, day 1 could be this, day 2 could be that, day 3 could be that. That's what I did for this program that you're on now. Like literally on that Friday when I had the download, I went, I've got to put something in about what they're buying. Ultimately, you're buying me and my ability and the group. But it's like, right, in between now and Christmas, we're going to do this. And between this and this, we're going to do that. And this is roughly what I'll put in. And I did say I'd put this marketing ebook in. I didn't think I'd be putting it in on day 2. But there you go. That's what you want. And that's all fine. So what can you create right now from where you are that gets a transformation for your dream clients who have the money and they want the solution that you can offer? That's really quick and easy, that you could pretty much create this week and start selling next week. Does anybody want to start to declare something that they're thinking about right now? It's probably just come out of your heart, your soul, your intuition. You go, oh my God, I could just start there. I'm not saying to get it out this afternoon necessarily, because it might need some tweaking, but who thinks they've got something that they could do in a Skype call, or, you know, a series of Skype calls that they could just offer to people they already know? Now, you may or may not have a Facebook group. If you've got a Facebook group and a tribe, great. You're off to a great start. You can start to get people excited about it. And that's another thing you can start talking about and going, I'm going to make a great offer next week for 4 people. My accountability buddy, I did it again. Buddy did this last couple of weeks ago. She said, when I get to 300 people in my group, I'm going to make an offer. And she had 3 intensives at £300 each for people to buy. And she sold 2 of them like that. So she made 600 quid in about 4 days, you know, because she said, something's coming up, something's coming up, something's coming up, you know, and that can work really well. So if you've got a tribe or a Facebook group, you're off to a great start. Joe, you're off to a great start. Carol, you've got a Facebook group. If you've got a Facebook page, you can do it through that. If you've got anybody in your phone book or in your life over the last 40 years who you've met, who's struggling with a problem that you could solve, you can just connect with them, reconnect with them, get in touch with them. Start looking for people who are your dream to work with clients, i.e. they've got the problem that you are solving, they've got the money to pay for it, and all you need to do is package it up in a way and go and connect with them and go, hey, wondering how you are, right? Make it about them. Wondering how you are. I haven't spoken to you for ages. And then you find out who they are. You make a genuine connection. Like, this is not just like, oh, I'll just listen to their boring shit so I can sell them something. It's like, let's make a genuine connection, because my God, that's really precious. People in this group, the connections we've made have been so important to me and important to them, whether or not any money has changed hands. And then, you know, it's kind of, this is the Rich Litvin thing, Emma. Is kind of, you know, well, here's what I'm offering. Are you interested? And do you know anybody who might be? Right? Like, your network has a network. Their network has a network. Their network has a network. It's like the 6 degrees of separation. Like, this group, the people in this group must know, let's say it, a bazillion people between us, right? So what have we got? Let's see. So, Carol, how to get off sugar by Christmas in 6 weeks. Fantastic. So what we want is, why do we want to? So what are the benefits of getting off sugar? So that's what people are buying, is the benefits, so the outcome of the outcome. So they're not having sugar anymore. So you don't have to type it in here, but you know this, Carol. They buy the benefits. How will life be different when they're off sugar? How will they feel? How will their family feel? Like, being off sugar for Christmas, just be really careful, because what I'm thinking is like, bloody hell, if you're not having sugar at Christmas, how the hell do you cope with Christmas? So that's just something that's come up for me. Great. Emma, I'm thinking of wearing to sell my prints. They're ready to go. Need people to order them. Fantastic. So be open to it. So the other thing you can do in true manifestation terms, Emma, is going, I'm going to sell 2 prints this week. Right? I'm going to sell 2 prints this week. Dear universe, I'm going to sell 2 prints this week. I'm going to sell 2 prints this week. I'm going to sell 2 prints this week. And just be really open to inklings and ideas. And I know you're getting downloads, Emma, at the moment, you know, of what's going on. That's Emma Rocker I'm talking to there. How to kickstart your speaking. Bloody brilliant, Emma Sutton. Absolutely. And you know lots, probably not a bazillion, but you know a lot of speakers and a lot of people who want to be speakers who would probably do that. So if you're thinking of a price point, so with the price point, let me just go through this, is what's the value to somebody of knowing that information? Like, if you get somebody into, so Emma, with your art, it's a bit more kind of intangible, but the value of having a beautiful piece of art, what is that to people? The value of your bespoke portraits is obviously way greater, because it's actually their horse. So that's massively more valuable. What's it worth to somebody, Carol, not to be a sugar addict anymore? Like, how, not just in value, like it could be where you're not spending all your money on Maltesers and Mars bars, but there's more to it than that. It's like when you've got, I'm guessing out of the blue, so if you're not on sugar anymore, so you don't have the up and down in your blood sugar, so your relationships with your family are better. You have more energy. You don't have the slump in the middle of the afternoon, so you can consistently run your business or do your job at a higher level. So you'll make more money, or you'll have more clients, or, you know, if this is a journey you've been on, talk about your own journey and what the benefits are. Like, I can now say, oh my God, by doing these principles, in February, I made £2,000. So I sold 4 places at £500. That was really lovely money in February. By using these principles, I made £8,000 in the last 3 weeks. So I can talk about these principles. This is exactly how I operate. And those of you who've followed me for a while, you know this is exactly how I operate. So I am teaching what I know. I am teaching what I've done. And for me, that's really important, is to teach what I've done. Brilliant, Emma. So you are a speaker, you've had experience as a speaker, so it's kind of, so there's 2 things I need to say right now without reading any more comments. One is people buy the outcome. So how much is it worth financially and confidence and practicalities wise to go through your process? So when they've been through your process, what will they be able to do that they can't do now? So they come into your Skype call at point A, or Carol, they come into your 6-week course at point A. So what are they struggling with? What are their pain points? What's their problem? What's the effect that this is having on their life? So not being a speaker, still eating sugar, not knowing what you know, like, how is that affecting them? So tap into the pain, and then when they've done your 2-hour intensive or your 6-week program and they've got the benefits, how will life be different? That's what they buy, is the transformation between point A and point B. People buy my Maverick Marketing Magic because they go in not knowing how to explain what they do, not knowing who their dream clients are, not having any clarity, floundering around, going to networking events. I remember Scott, he's like, I'm going to this event, going to that event, going to, well, that's just chaos and extra work and lots of effort, and it doesn't make money. When you are absolutely honed in on who your dream clients are and what package you're offering, that's all you have to do. It cuts your workload down massively because you only go to the events where those people are. So I know that in 5 days, they come out, they know who their clients are, they know what the transformation is, they've got a package, they've got a price point on it, they've got a marketing plan in 5 days. That's what people buy. So yes, it is live streams and it's this and it's that, and there's an ebook, so they like to know the tangible details of it. But it's like, you come in on a Monday and you don't know what you're doing, you go out on a Friday, you do know what you're doing, and if you're like Belinda, you make your investment back 2 or 3 times the week after, right? So she spent the money on it. I think she did the £100 version, actually, if I'm not much mistaken. And she was messaging me every day pretty much the week later going, oh my God, I've just made 240 quid. So that's what people get. So, lovely. Joe, how to make healthy chocolate using flowers. You've grown prezzies. Oh, Christmas prezzies. Joe, go for it. Christmas prezzies right now, definitely. If you watch the live stream that I shared of Belinda showing how to make lino print retro Christmas cards, just gorgeous. Like, just milk it, ladies and gents. Like, huge energy, or high energy and weight loss. Hugh energy. Oh, I always write Hugh. My phone just goes, I think you mean high. I never write Hugh, but I always write high. Okay, high energy and weight loss. Okay, recipes, great, lovely. How to become more calm, in control with a positive mindset to move forward in a new way after your relationship breakup. Okay, cool. So great. So W2P is part of my print management service. Organisations, multiple offices. Save clients time, money, and control their brand better. Okay, brilliant. So what are the knock-on effects of that? So when they've saved time, what can they do with that time? When they've saved money, what can they... I mean, we've had a conversation about this, Scott. So, and I know you know the answer, so you don't have to type them here, but it's really getting into that. Oh my God, this is why you work with Scott, because Scott comes in and he looks at your whole business, and he looks at your branding, he looks at your printing, he looks at the way you show up online and offline, you know, your visual identity, if you like. I don't really know much about the language, but let's talk about it. And then he runs through it with you. He's a real human person, not a kind of designer that comes in and tells you what to do like they do on the telly, but he becomes part of your business, right? Like, that's what people want. That's what people want, somebody that's part of their team. And that's why I like working with the people I work with, because I kind of become part of the team, part of their business. And I only work with people whose businesses I really, really get excited about, because why wouldn't I? It's really exciting to help you get out. So great. So really tap into the personal bit of that as well, Scott. Like, I help you to do this, that, and the other. So you're working with the person, you're working with their business, they're working with your skills, but they're also working with you. So that's the other point about your packages and programs, ladies and gent, is that people buy your expertise, they buy the transformation, and they buy you. So if you are not visible, they cannot buy you. If they don't have the same values as you, they might not buy your services anyway, and that's all okay, because what we want is clients that are really on the journey with you, clients that you love to work with, clients who you hang out with by choice anyway. Cool, great. Chocolate is dairy and refined sugar free, vegan raw chocolate flavoured. Great. So maybe Joe and Carol could tag together, because Carol's doing about getting off your sugar addiction, and Joe creates sugar-free stuff. There you go, perfect. Carol, been on the journey sugar-free. Great, okay. Miralee, Journey to Within membership program, starting with 1 member, started on Monday. Sketchy idea for content. Oh my God, Miralee, you write the longest comments. Right, start on Monday after a crazy download. Sketchy idea for content. Set up the private group on Sunday night. She's loving the content. She's messaging me right now with glowing comments. £50 a month. Use the group. Right, okay. So here's the other thing. When you have satisfied customers, and some of you will know this because I ask you to do it, I go, please write a testimonial about how amazing I am. Put it on Facebook, tag me in, which means that your friends see it, my friends see it, all our contacts see it. I cut and paste it, stick it in a document. I've got a document full of amazing feedback from people who've had 2-hour intensive with me, who've just had a call with me. So last year I started off just doing clarity calls, and some of you were on that, Carol and Jane were on those clarity calls. And if I didn't sell anything like a coaching program, I popped you in my group so that I could nurture you till you were ready to invest. But also I said, can you do me a great testimonial? Do it as soon as possible, because they'd come off those calls and they'd be fired up, energized, positive, excited about life, and they go, oh my God, I've just had this incredible call with Claire, blah. Tag me in, brilliant, like red hot off the moment feedback. Miralee, get some amazing feedback from that woman, get permission to use it and start using it and going, this is what's happened to her. She's only been in the group 2 days. Like, I don't want to add anyone into this group, but I could say to people, look, people that have spent 500 quid have already made £800 or more back, and we're only on day 3 of a 6-month program, right? But it's too late because I don't want to add anyone in. But it means that next time I'm running this program, if I choose to run it and I charge £5,000 a person, I know why I'm charging that. Brilliant. So get other people to sell your services for them. And I've got a brilliant idea about how we can all so here's all the downloads I've had about this group, is that we'll pick one person in this group when you've all got your packages and programs, and we will all market that person for a week. Like, Joe's stuff will be out everywhere for a week and we'll all be sharing it. Carol's stuff will be out there for a week. Emma's art will be out there for a week. Scott's stuff will be out there for a week. And we'll all sell everybody else's stuff. So there'll be 15 people as your sales team. Oh my God, I can't wait. That'll probably be after Christmas, right? Retrain your confidence muscle. Okay, Claire. So how long does that take? Where are they when they come in? How is life different when they come out? It's a little bit to, what sort of people. So go back to your, like I say, you don't have to type this all in. Who are your dream clients? What's the profile of your clients? How much does it cost? How long do you need to do it? Can you do it in 2 hours? Do you need 6 sessions? Do you need whatever? You might be guessing because you're pretty new, but just have a go and see how you get on. And what are the differences of that transformation? So here's the thing, and I can talk about, I'm not going to talk about a person, but they'll know who they are. So I get people in and went through my marketing program, came out, made money, instantly less stressful, instantly better relationships in their marriage, instantly, oh my God, more free time. I don't have to do as many workshops because I've doubled my prices. Instantly feeling better about life, instantly more energy, instantly just in flow and coming up with new ideas, and then having time to do some creative activities themselves because they're not spending their whole time in confusion, right? So this is a knock-on effect of going through my marketing program and having clarity, is that it has ripple effects on everything. If your ideal clients are single parents, or they've got a partner, or they're running a business, or they have a job, which all of them pretty much do, or they have health issues, everything you do has a knock-on effect in their life generally. So if you're focusing on, like Emma, you're focusing on being a speaker, how to be a speaker, how will that affect their income? How will that affect their family? How will that affect the amount of time they have? How will that affect how they show up in the world when they're on stage and doing their thing and speaking their truth and attracting their clients? So really get into some journaling when you've got time around this, like the knock-on effects of what you do. Brilliant. Okay, how to get your power back after emotional abuse. Okay, cool. So hopefully your people will have done quite a lot of healing already and they're ready for your type of transformation. What you don't want to do, Claire, I'd just be really careful about attracting people who aren't ready to step up yet. If they're still needing a lot of healing, unless that's what you want to get into, they're probably not the person for you. So Miralee deals with a lot of people who've been through cancer or are going through cancer, but they have to be ready to take on you know, the transformation and not be in victim mode. And I don't mean that judgmentally, because, you know, we all start there, just woe is me, oh my God, this is a terrible thing that's happened to me. We've got to be ready to do the work. Okay, cool. Is an ebook. I run this as a workshop. It could well be, or it could be something, Joe, like, so yesterday, if you watch Belinda's live stream that I posted yesterday under the information about the Stoke-on-Trent day, she got Scott, it was so sweet, she's trying to do lino prints and rolling things while live streaming. It was so brilliant, and then she had to get Scott to come and hold the phone so she could do it. But she's demonstrating on live stream. You could do a series of videos or live streams and then shove them in a Facebook group or shove them on YouTube as unlisted, I think they are, or whatever. I can't remember what the settings are. So basically people can't find it unless you send them the link. So you could do it like that, like interactive, get someone to film you, even just on your phone is good enough, making some stuff, or do a step-by-step. You could do an ebook with some photographs, like whatever is natural for you to create. I know that you're great at doing short little videos as well, so you could do those as a taster of your lovely cooking and creation, and then maybe, yeah, do it as a series of videos, and then, you know, you charge them to watch the videos, and then, you know, you could do it like that. Beautiful. Okay. Miralee, brilliant, good. So I presume, Miralee, you're talking about getting a testimonial. Great. Get other people to sell your stuff. Like, I can talk about how great I am because I know how great I am. But I still would rather sometimes you guys all just went and said, oh my God, I'm working with Claire. It's incredible, because it's more authentic coming from a second party. Think about doing monthly goal planning workshops online. Great. So what we're thinking of really, so the question for this live stream, we've got about 12 minutes to go, was what's your quickest route to money? That's what we're looking at. If you're already thinking of stuff you can do in the future, like when we get to January to March, start journaling that, start writing it down, start putting it in your future as, okay, so this is what I'm going to do for the 8 weeks. We're just going to do rapid sell. If I could sell, like, if your first offers, everybody, let's just pick a thing, £500, $500, and you sell 4 of them by Christmas, you've made £2,000, and you've only paid £500 for this program, or £600. You've made £2,000, and we're into January off because you've practiced your marketing, you've practiced packaging, you've got more visible, you've started a Facebook group or nurtured your Facebook group, whatever it takes to make that £2,000, you've done it all, and you can hit the ground running in January. Okay. I could actually, I have my little guitar here, Jane, and I was thinking about that. I've got that Do Just One Thing song somewhere that I wrote last year. So if you weren't in my group last year, people who are crazy creatives try and launch 6 programs at the same time. And I wrote this song like it was a download called Do Just One Thing. Which is about doing just one thing. So only offer one thing. So last week I made loads of money by offering this program, and that was it, every single day. This is the program, this is how many places left, this is how many days left. Now I've got a very warm tribe, as in a lot of them have followed me for a while, and I was running the manifestation for free, so I know that's a really good time to try and sell something. So it might be that you need to spend a week nurturing your tribe if you've got one, really getting them back in, tagging them in, getting them back to the group, getting them enthusiastic about it, and you go, I've got something really brilliant for Christmas. if it's running up for Christmas. So Carol and Jodem is doing something Christmassy specific. Emma Sutton, you can do something, you know, to your speaker friends, like, oh my God, I've been working with this amazing coach, and I'm just putting together this offer that I've got time to work with 5 people between now and Christmas. Like, put a limiter on it. You know, I said there's 15 places on this program. I'd have been happy with 5 because that would have paid my rent for the next few months. But I said more than 15, I can't be there for 15 people, more than 15 people. It's too big a group. So there's a limiter on it. So say, you know, how many places do you want to fill? How many places are available? And then you can go, I've sold 2 of them. I've got 3 left, right? It really works just to get people in. Sounds fab, Belinda. Thanks, Claire. Yeah, exactly. That's the only thing about dealing with kind of abuse or recovery or something like that, is like, you know, really be clear who they are, like, or what phase they're at when they're ready to, when they come to work with you, because you don't want to be healing people. So it's like, have you, you know, so there's really kind of tricky language about that, but it's like, you know, you could say, well, this is your story, but you're not living it anymore and you're ready to really step into the next part of your life, or have it as a real positive, you know, possibility based language. Making chocolate's too complicated. Okay, cool. Okay, brilliant. So yeah, so if you want to pal up, that's great. So we've got about 10 minutes or so. So anything else you want to know about packages and programs? So Joe, yeah, you could just do a simple ebook for that, or you could, you know, people who live a distance away, right? So yesterday I shared this crazy idea that I'd had with Belinda. It's going to be in Stoke-on-Trent. It takes me 4 hours to get there. It's going to be a 3-day weekend for me to get to Stoke-on-Trent for that day. But it's like, if people want to be there, they want to be there, you know? And if you want to run a workshop, go, okay, I'm going to run a workshop. Own the fact that it has to be a workshop, and then do everything you can to find everyone in Belper and the surrounding areas that wants to be in that workshop. It's like, the workshop's going to be in a month's time, and I'm going to have 10 people in the room, and I've got a month to find 10 people, and they're all going to give me, you know, £100 to be in the room. You know, start setting your intentions and start going, these are my intentions, so then what do I need to do to get there? If you want to make, some of you, you know, a £500 package, you're going to want to sell 4 of them between now and Christmas. You set that intention, and then you go, so what do I need to do to get there, right? And the universe will give you some of the answers. I'll give you some of the answers. You know, the marketing program, if you want to do it, will give you some of the answers. You can book a 2-hour intensive with me, which will give you some of the answers. You can ask the group, that'll give you some of the answers. You know, it's like, you've got to set the intention first. Be very, very specific about what you want to achieve. Yep, absolutely, they do. I know, Jane. There you go. Yeah, you ladies who want to get together, you don't need to comment it on here because this video will be in the group forever. Have a private message later, please. Thank you very much. That's my school mom coming out. So yeah, so if you like the look of people in the group, you want to you know, get in touch with them, send them a private message, friend them. Do not do it in the group because nobody wants to read all that gumph. Any more questions? So we've got 5 minutes. So any more questions about packages, programs, prices, your quickest route to money? So yeah, if you want to upgrade to the Marketing Maverick, 5 days of 5 live streams, 1 round each of the chapters in the ebook, it's £197. If you want to have a 2-hour Skype intensive with me to really sort out your package, your program, your offer, and how you get it out there, it's 500 quid. Denise is having one later today. And any general questions, post them in the group. Why do we resist the downloads? Here's why we resist the downloads, because we've been told to live in logical world. That's my experience. So I don't want to give anything too personal away about our family circumstances, but if you come from a family that's very academic, that's very high achieving, that has very high standards for schoolwork and exams and all that kind of stuff, and you're not taught that your intuition and your connection with the universe is at all important, or even is valid, or even exists, then we are trained by school and work and university and academia to live in our heads and to find the results here in our brains. So in order to create packages and programs, you need to know how to market. You need to know the structures and strategies underneath. You need to have the logic. So I know about marketing. Last Friday, I had such a strong download about launching a group program that it was launched, it was live streamed. I'd sold 4 places by 5 o'clock that afternoon. That's like 9 hours, and I'd made £2,000. Seriously. And if I didn't listen to that download, none of us would be here. I wouldn't have that money, and I would just be going, God, come on, universe, where's this abundance? Right? So the more we listen to them, and the more we act on them, like, really fast. I had a conversation with Emma Rocker this morning, and she said, oh, I've had thoughts about this, and I've thought about that, and these thoughts are bloody downloads, right? So stop thinking about them, pick up the phone. I've had this idea to do this, do it, right? Seriously, don't journal about it, don't tell me about it, unless you don't have time to implement it that red hot minute. The only time I would say you don't implement everything is if it's not. This is why the vibrant vision and the intentions are so important, because as entrepreneurs and as ideas people, we will have loads and loads of ideas all the time. What you want to know is the idea, is the intuitive thing going towards your intentions or not? So this group program was not part of me getting my 5 high divers, but it was such a strong thing. Like, I could feel it in my solar plexus. It was bugging me. I was in the group with my own mentor and feeling sad that I didn't have a group. And I went, I have to have a group. And that morning it was so clear, and I knew pretty much who of my tribe would buy it, because I wanted to take, there's 5 or 6 of you in this group now who I really wanted to take on that journey. Really wanted to take on that journey. I'm getting goosebumps now. It was so important for me to do this, and that's why I did it. And now here we all are. So some of it is like learning to trust that, basically. With my art, other than my prints, I think I don't know, because I'm not an artist, but you could ask people who are artists what to do, or you could just, you know, ask the universe for guidance. Emma, you're really good, Emma Rocker, you're really good at manifesting stuff when you're in the flow. So get into flow. Maybe go out and go on your horse and just start to think about, right, who do you know? Who do you know that has a horse? Who do you know that's connected with horses? You know, who do you know in your network that has a stables? Who do you know in your network that went to some of those events you've been to? How many cards did you collect when you were out exhibiting your paintings? Like, get in contact with all these people who have even sniffed a horse, right, in their life. And I'm not one of them, so I don't know much about selling art, and I don't know much about horses, I'm afraid. But the answers are out there, and they're in your network, because you've been in and around horses your whole life, pretty much, I would say. So ask everybody you know. Just go, here's what I'm trying to achieve. What do you want? I want to sell 10 of these prints by Christmas. And get people involved, get people on board. So I work with Sophie, and she's got a team. She does kind of network marketing, whatever you want to call it, essential oils, and she's got this team. And I said, create a project and get your whole team involved, you know. So that's the kind of level of excitement that creates the real miracles. Okay, cool. Belinda posted on a timeline, school cancelling the creative curriculum. Okay, I mean, Emma, you know, you might want to get people in your sketching class, but if you're, so here's the thing, set an intention, everybody, for, I'm going to create my package and I want to sell X number of them. So Emma, set an intention for how many prints you want to sell. That's the first step. It's not the how do I do it, it's how many do you want to sell. And then just follow the guidance from people in this group, everyone you know that's ever had a horse, from anyone you know who sells art, and maybe contact the BBC. You've got some connections there now, and really just go, right, I'm going to sell 10 prints at 40 quid, and you don't have to put a timeline on it necessarily, because, you know, time's a bit flexible and the universe doesn't understand time. So, like, set your intention, and then the answer will come. The answer comes from the intention. The answer comes from the determination to get this done. It doesn't come from going, yeah, but how do I do it? If that's your first question, it's the wrong thing to be thinking first. You need to set an intention. So I want you all clear on what you're offering, and how you're going to do it. If you need some help, I can do a 2-hour intensive, or you can do the marketing program. If you've done the marketing program before, redo it. If you feel you need to, that's fine. The door's still open to you, and set your intention of the number of sales you want between now and Christmas. We talked about intentions earlier in the week. The intention comes first, and then the how to do it comes afterwards. This is what I've learned so powerfully. The intention comes first. Otherwise, there's too many, but how, but why, but what do I do, but who will do it, but what will... The universe can't give you any answers till it knows what you want. Okay. Yeah, we talked about that as well, Emma, actually. Emma, did we not? Emma Rocker, did we not talk about contacting athletes and offering to do them? What am I... Okay, so let's help Emma Rocker today. So, Emma Rocker, I want you to, this is your challenge Annika, challenge Emma. I want you to post the video that we talked about, promoting your thing, in the group, and everyone to give feedback. And I want everybody to think who you know that's connected with horses or any ideas for Emma under that post. Okay, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do a group brainstorm on Emma Rocker and her incredible art, and see what we come out with. So it's Emma Rocker's day today. So post the video in the group, Emma. Ask for feedback on the video specifically, so people can give you feedback with love as to whether it's good enough to just get out there, which it might be, or any tweaks you need to make. And anybody that's got any contacts or information or ideas about how Emma can sell both her horse prints and her incredible bespoke portraits, where, as she was told by somebody, she sees into the soul of the animal and paints that. Seriously. Then we're going to make Emma loads and loads of money in the next few weeks. So we're all going to promote each other and help each other, but I just feel it's Emma Rocker's day today. So thank you everyone for playing the game. This is really bloody exciting. Fantastic. So all the ideas for Emma we'll post under Emma's video when she posts that up. That's a little bit of a good way to get you posting your video. Anyone needs any more intensive help, then let me know. You can go on the marketing program, or I can help you with a 2-hour intensive. We're just about to run out of time. Any last questions from anyone else? Oh, there we go. Brilliant. So what you need to do, Emma, is share it in the group, but we can't share it from the group to anywhere else because the group is secret. But what you can do is you can, if it's good enough to share, if people like it, you can pop it on YouTube, and then everyone can share the link with everybody they know, and we can just get you loads and loads of sales in. Cool. So it's Emma Rocker Day today. I'm now announcing it. It's Emma Rocker Day, and we're going to promote her art. Everybody else, start to think about your dream clients. So they want what you're offering, they've got the money, they're at the point where you can help them, you've got a solution for them, you know what the benefits are of that solution and the knock-on effects in their whole life, you know what the price point is, you know how many you want to sell. You do not have to have this clear by this afternoon, right? This might take you another week or so. You've got half term next week. It might take you a couple of weeks just to get clear what your offer is, and that's absolutely fine. But don't be overcomplicated and think you need a website or any branding or anything that you don't know how to do. Brilliant. That's fine. I know we're just about getting to the end anyway. Brilliant. Thank you for a lovely live stream. See you all soon. Bye.